If you need to cross a river, always check the conditions first. Choose the narrowest point where the current is slow and try to avoid deep and fast-moving areas. If you have an opportunity, put on sturdy footwear and find a walking stick. It'll keep you more stable. When crossing, always face upstream and maintain a slight angle. If you're moving in a group, link arms. It'll provide you with additional support. If the conditions become too challenging, turn back immediately. And never try to cross a river at night. That's one of the most dangerous things you can do. Rip currents are strong, narrow currents flowing outward from the beach through the surf zone. They present an immense hazard to swimmers. If you get caught in a rip current, try to remain as calm as possible. Move parallel to the shore until you get out of the current. After that, swim back to the shore. If you can't get out of the current, float or tread water and signal for assistance. You can do it by raising one arm and waving. If you accidentally fall into rapids, immediately grab onto something you can find around you, like a log or a bunch of sticks. It might prevent you from being dragged further away. Even if you feel that the water is quite shallow, don't stand up trying to walk ashore. You might get dragged down by the current again. Instead, try to swim down the river, moving closer to the shore. Or you can float on your back with your feet pointed downstream. This way your head will be more protected. Once you reach a calmer spot, flip over and swim diagonally toward the shore. If you're at sea and spot a whirlpool coming towards you, don't panic. If you understand which way it's spinning, ride to its side and use the whirlpool's current to catapult you out of danger. If you start fighting it, you're likely to get pulled inside. There's also a chance a whirlpool will dissolve or become weaker closer to the bottom. So if you do get trapped by it, take a big deep breath and wait for an opportunity to swim up and away. If you're nearing a waterfall edge and realize that the plunge is possible, take a deep breath right before going over and prepare yourself for the drop. Try to position your body so that you'll be going down feet first. Wrap your arms around your head with your elbows pressed to your nose. It's a relatively effective way to seal it from water. Then tense your muscles and press your legs and feet together. Don't forget to close your mouth and eyes tightly. Once you hit the water at the bottom of the waterfall, start swimming away even before coming to the surface. If you've fallen into the water from a ship or a boat, first of all, scan the area around you to see if anything that floats has fallen into the water with you. It can be a pool noodle or an empty jug. Swim towards this object. If you're lucky enough to be wearing a life jacket, swim sideways or use backstrokes for short intervals to conserve energy. Once you reach the object, hold on to it and don't let go. If you see something bright, yellow, orange, or red, in the water, keep it. These colors are some of the most visible ones. They can help rescuers spot you. You must slow down the rate at which your body is cooling down. You can do it by floating, not swimming. In calm waters, you can float horizontally with your knees raised to your chest. If the conditions are rough, it's better to float vertically, focusing on not inhaling water. If you start moving around a lot, the air trapped in your clothing and shoes will disperse, making you less buoyant. So, stay as still as you can. Tsunamis often happen after serious earthquakes in areas with large bodies of water. The most dangerous thing about them is that they move extremely fast and often flood populated districts without any warning. The first thing you need to do is move as far away from the shore as possible and find some higher ground. It's great if you manage to get up as high as 100 feet above sea level. Using tall buildings and high trees to seek shelter is not recommended, but if you don't have any other options, climb as high as you can. If you live in an area that can be affected by a tsunami, plan an evacuation route in advance. This will help you gather yourself in a critical situation. If you've fallen through the ice into freezing water, try to get back to the edge of the ice. Don't pull yourself out by grabbing. The edge will keep breaking, and you'll exhaust yourself in no time. Kick your legs until your body is positioned horizontally in the water. After that, get out of the water and onto the ice like a seal. Once you've made it there, don't stand up. Remain spread out. This way, your weight will be distributed over a larger area. Then, the ice will be less likely to break. If you're falling from a cliff, do your best to break your fall into several parts. The shorter they are, the better. Each of the segments will absorb some impact of the fall, and you'll have much higher chances to survive. Try to grab onto a sturdy object, like a bush or a rock, on your way to the bottom to slow your fall. There's a survival myth that it's safe to drink salt water in small amounts, but such a delusion can have very dramatic consequences. Drinking any amount of salt water will lead to dehydration. It's better not to drink anything than to drink salt water. If you've gotten stuck in quicksand, do all you can to keep your head and arms above the surface at all times. Start to carefully wiggle your legs. Quicksand will fill the space previously occupied by your limbs. Then, stretch out on your back. It'll increase your surface area. Keep making tiny movements until your legs are free. You can also use backstroke motions with your arms. It'll help you pull your legs out. Try to put your weight onto your right leg and shake your left foot, slowly bringing it closer to the surface. Once you've done it, put your knee on top of the sand so that you're in a kneeling position. With your weight on your left knee, carefully shake your right leg until you can bring it up into a kneeling position too. After that, move off the sand. Make sure not to pull your legs up with too much force because you can tear your knee ligaments. There's a misconception that if you find yourself surrounded by snow with no drinking water at hand, eating snow is the best way to rehydrate. Unfortunately, it's false, and eating snow can lead to further dehydration. Once you put some snow in your mouth, your body has to start a process that will melt the snow and warm it. To do it, you'll need to spend a lot of energy, and it will make you lose liquids faster. Plus, eating snow can result in hypothermia. This condition is twice as dangerous if you're on your own. The chances are that snow contains harmful bacteria that can make you sick. But if you don't have any other solution, melt the snow you're going to consume in your hands first, and stay away from the snow that doesn't look fresh and white. If you're lost in the wilderness, find a stream or a small creek and follow it until it merges with a larger river. It will take you to a more developed and inhabited area where you'll get help. But don't fall for the myth that you can drink the water if you see animals drinking it. If you manage to find a source of water, you need to purify this water first. Your body is very different from those of animals, and if you don't purify the water before drinking it, you can get extremely sick. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.